I don't really. I really don't.
Paperback.
He does. He does have a book out in paperback. You can get it at a fine retailer.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to be picky about where you pick it up. IndieBound is my favorite, but if you've got a local store that you like better, or you prefer the big boxes or an online retailer, do what makes you happy, as long as what makes you happy is buying my book.
Right. And I will probably buy another copy. I've got like 3 copies around here. I've got one in French, and I think we have to buy the English version. Not like the English version, but like
the UK version.
Yeah, right. The UK version, because the cover's so cool. My wife is really into owning lots of copies of your book. I am too. It's nice. But...
Yeah. It's cool, right?
And I think the covers, the international covers, not that I love the US cover too, but I think it's nice to see how it's seen in other countries, right? Like, I think that's fun to see how it evolves and changes and how it's different.
Yeah, and how like they change the title in some countries.
Yeah, like didn't they change it in the Spanish version?
It's called The Monster's Tale in Del Relato Del Monstro, I think. And then in German, it's it translates to The House of Dark Dreams, which is
that's a pretty
badass
baller title. Yeah.
Right. That's I mean, I know my title was ostentatious, but that's like a death metal band.
It is, yeah. I mean, this is Germany we're talking about, so it fits really well. So to switch gears, if you don't mind, and if you want to keep talking about your book, please, let's do.
No. I think we've run all we can out of it, for this week.
So I was at work today, dropping eaves as I do. Is the parlance of my Hobbit times. And I don't know if I heard this correctly, but I believe someone started talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think then they said something about Knuckles. And perhaps they weren't even talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, but then I was like, well, let's get down to brass tacks. Who's cooler, okay. Sonic, Knuckles, or Tails? And I think for me, it's right off the bat, fuck Tails. Tails is out of here.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You have a case for Tails.
No. I just, like, something in the cadence of your voice told me you were about to make the case for Tails. So
No.
Went completely left of. So, no, I mean, he's the little kid, right? I mean,
yeah. He's the Robin, but not even that cool.
Right. I didn't mind playing as him doing
sure, me either.
As a kid, but
he had the tail thing was a cool gimmick
mechanic,
and made him different than Sonic, right? Like, cool enough that you weren't like, I don't want to be Tails. You were like, that's cool. But when Knuckles came on the scene, you were like, I mean, come on, if I'm going to be anyone else, I'm going to be Knuckles.
Right. Sonic and Knuckles, where you could plug the cartridges for Sonic 2 or 3 into the top of it and
then get Knuckles in the other games, which that was crazy to me.
That was really cool. That was like that was the kind of stuff that Sega did at their height that I thought was really interesting and unique, that when they were beating Nintendo for like an hour. Like, that was the kind of stuff that was really exciting.
I think that they had to do that though. Like, they had to be innovative with the things that they did because they didn't have the brand loyalty that Nintendo did. And they didn't have maybe they had the brand loyalty, but they didn't have the market penetration that Nintendo did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I've actually read a whole book about this. Like, they brought in a guy who ran Mattel and who had basically saved Mattel in the 80s, and they hired him, Sega of America did, and they were like, we can't get our console in stores. Nobody will buy it. Like, he was the one who was like, I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the first, like, scheduled video game release. Before that, it was just when the store got it, and they had Sonic 2 Tuesday. So that's sort of where the first time, like, you actually had a timed video game release. It was his idea to box Sonic with the Genesis. Sega didn't want to do it because they're like, this is our best fucking game.
And he's like, yeah, do you want to sell games or do you want to sell systems, motherfucker? I hope he was that brash about it.
Me too. I hope he said motherfucker a lot.
Yeah.
To all his employees.
Right. It was the early 90s, man. Like, the gloves were still off back then.
Greed was still good. It was still Wall Street.
Yeah. Yeah,
He was
yeah,
the
yeah.
Gordon Gekko of video game consoles. But yeah. So who's cooler?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Sonic. Well, let me say this. I think Knuckles might be inherently cooler just because, like, the attitude of the character was cooler and, like, his presentation was cooler. But for me, it's Sonic. He's just the original. Like, I think that I thought Sonic was cool right off the bat.
Yeah.
I was into Sonic right away. I was like, yes, I like this guy. This game is fun. It's different than like Mario Brothers, for instance. I mean, it was similar, but it was also different, right? Like it was different enough.
Its own flavor, yeah.
Yeah.
It was much faster.
Yes. That was for me. It was definitely like, oh, okay. Like I get this. I'm here for this.
Right, all the spinning and
the loops.
How there were multiple paths through the levels depending on where you were. Yeah. It was
what
great.
jumps you took.
And you could basically just, if you did it right, you could just bounce your way through level after level, you know, and it was pretty thrilling for at the time. I mean, it's still a lot of fun. I've got a sort of a remix. I think it's called like Sonic Forever or something. Basically, somebody remixed a bunch of the classic levels from the original games and put it out for Switch a couple years ago. And I was like, hold up, this is fun.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Where are you coming down, Sonic or Knuckles?
I think Sonic. I feel like Knuckles, what's interesting about Knuckles to me is he's kind of like I don't want to say there's a Poochie-ish, quality to him. But it feels like you can tell as soon as he shows up in the Sonic world, like looking back, that they're trying to create a character who's even edgier than Sonic, which is a very 90s move to do.
Yeah.
Because Sonic was inherently edgier than Mario because he would like tap his foot and get annoyed and he would behave.
He would, that's right. Play me, goddammit.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like he's sort of, you remember Proto Man from the Mega Man games?
Yes.
He's sort of like the dark inverse of Mega Man, right? Like, and I feel like Knuckles is that to Sonic. So like, I feel like he's definitely got a place, but I mean, I think I think Sonic is the character that, he's the classic, right? There's a reason that it was
called Sonic the Hedgehog and not Knuckles the What was he in? Yeah. I was going to say enchilada, and I was like, that's not right at all. But what if it was?
I don't think what I said was right either, but I like enchilada.
Sonic
the whole enchilada, guys.
Knuckles the enchilada. That would be a whole different character. He'd be very goopy. And
yeah, he wouldn't move very fast.
He would be the inverse of Sonic. Check it out. I can't get any of those golden rings because I literally I don't have a skeletal system. I'm an enchilada.
I'm just a glop. Please don't unroll me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you did it. I'm fucked.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't think you could call him Knuckles at that point. That would just be a cruel, ironic nickname.
That was, that's what it was. Because he had no knuckles. He literally could not form them.
No vertebra, no skeletal system.
I don't even know how he stood up. He stood up once, and then if he scooped down, then like...
just kind of inched forward, like bent in half.
And he just goes, no, the whole time as he's following him. That they test marketed Knuckles the enchilada, and it didn't work out near as well. Kids weren't into it. Test market said no.
Yeah, they had to do a lot of last minute reprogramming, recoding on.
They really thought they had it,
3.
and after the testing, they were like, "Guys, we have royally fucked this up. Bring in the Mattel guy. Bring the Mattel guy back in."
Oh my God.
So a follow up to that: what's more believable to you, a speedy hedgehog with a hunger for gold, like Sonic? Or a plumber who is sucked into a mushroom kingdom, who has also fought a giant monkey who captured his girlfriend?
Right.
Which one's more believable as like the premise for a game?
I mean, neither.
All right, that's fair. None of those.
I will say that there's a quality to Mario, and I think the mushroom imagery only supports this, that is very psychedelic.
Sure.
And feels more like something that you might actually experience if you were, say, a Bronx plumber who had a fondness for magic
mushrooms, yeah.
Or dropped acid with his girlfriend because he wanted to look cool in front of her younger friends.
Is that how he thought he fought Donkey Kong? He dropped acid with Peach, his girlfriend Peach. Yep, and he was like, I'm going to save you, baby. I'm going to save you. I promise that monkey's not going to get you. And he's climbing up on his couch and shit. And she's like, Mario, what are you doing? Like, you got to work tomorrow.
He's going up the fire escape.
Right. And he's like, people are throwing shit at him. And like, he's like, that's all it was. That's all that game was. And the guy who did that probably then was like, oh my God. After he woke up from being hit on the head with a barrel, because if you got a barrel thrown at you, running up a fire escape, it would probably knock you out, if not kill you.
Yeah, a real barrel might kill you. If it was rolled by a gorilla.
Maybe he was high on LSD and PCP, so at the same time, like he's like, yeah, he's
he just exploded.
right. Like he feels no pain, right? Like he's like, I feel no pain, and like
Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator punching through windshields and shit.
Yeah.
What? This poor chunky plumber from Brooklyn.
And all he was really trying to do was impress his lady. Right. She left him, clearly. That's why he had to get a new lady. With.
Oh, yeah. New lady with.
In the Mario Brothers. So, like, I assume that both of these are biographical experiences for this person. The first one was obviously the PCP LSD trip. And then he got really into mushrooms and with his next girlfriend. And
looking for a girlfriend, because every party he shows up to, they're like, we ain't got no princess here.
Your princess is in another castle, bro.
So he started taking mushrooms and breaking into people's houses. She left him, and he went looking for her.
Is she here? No, she's not, sir.
Another castle.
Okay.
Like, imagine you look out your front door in the middle of the afternoon and see a man fly out of the sky and slide down your flagpole.
And then come inside your house looking for his girlfriend.
Oh my God! Wouldn't you call the authorities too? All the the Koopa Troopas.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's really what it was.
They try to make it cute, but those are the police.
Yes, like they were cops and they were law enforcement officials who were trying to get him under control. And the crazier that he got, the more that like it starts with the Goombas, right? Like it starts with them. They're like the regular police, and then the Koopa Troopers are like FBI, and then like the people throwing the little guy in the cloud.
The Hammer Brothers.
The Hammer Brothers.
Loki. Yeah,
the Hammer Brothers are like the CIA. It just escalates, right? Like this is a war that escalates into the highest levels of law enforcement.
So what is Koopa at that point? Is he like J. Edgar Hoover?
Yeah,
or
he absolutely
like the head
was.
Of the FBI?
He was. He was like, we got a file on this fucking Mario. We're gonna fry his ass. He's been evading us for years, for decades, taking LSD.
Because of his extensive knowledge of the plumbing of New York.
And that's how he did it, right? That's how he got away. He would get in the sewers. Remember how you'd go into the dark tunnel?
The pipe.
Right, yeah. Like you go down, like at level 2 of Super Mario Brothers is that dark world, right? Like with the green brick or the blue bricks. That's the sewer. Like, so he like gets through the first level and J. Edgar Hoover's like, find him. And he's like, not today, suckers. And then he goes down there and yeah.
I would love to watch that version of Super Mario like as prestige TV, but like it's The Fugitive. But instead of his wife being dead, his girlfriend's just left him, and Koopa is like the Tommy Lee Jones character who's trying to hunt him down.
I'm just trying to find my girlfriend. I don't care.